Alrighty. Hey y'all, hey. Welcome back to another reading with Auspicious Tarot. So tonight we're going to go ahead and pull some cards for Gemini to start with. And these readings are timeless, so honestly, whenever you come across the video, that's an inkling, probably from your spirit team or a message from the universe letting you know, hey, this has some information that could potentially really help you in a situation you're either going through, analyzing from the past, or something that could be coming up in the future. So please do like, especially comment if you feel like these readings, or this reading rather, is connecting with you. I really want to get to know who you all are and build a relationship and a community here where we can exchange messages of hope in this world that can honestly be kind of dreadful at times and can be relentless. So without further ado, let's jump on in for Gemini. Let's go. So, good spirits. What is Gemini going through? Let's get some helpful messages for Gemini. Let's get some helpful messages for Gemini. Helpful messages for Gemini. Definitely, as you all read these cards more, definitely put in your interpretation as well too. Sometimes messages will go directly straight up to you. Yeah. And this. Okay. Get these out though. I'm actually going to move these over a little bit more. So we have quite a few things coming through for you. My lovely Gemini, who is watching this video right now. Helpful messages for Gemini. Helpful messages for Gemini, good spirits. Okay. Yeah. Some kind of decision you're making. Okay. Okay. Yeah. A few more helpful messages for Gemini. Let's get a few more helpful messages for Gemini, please. Something about messages for sure. Okay. A couple more messages for Gemini. A couple more messages for Gemini. Yeah, we have the messages card coming back out as well too. King of Cups popped on out. Which you wanted to come out earlier too, but that was in reverse. Alright, so we're going to start with these three. So we have the Seven of Wands, some kind of delays and frustration. About some kind of creative endeavor where you feel like there is some kind of betrayal or you're having to move strategically. Now, with some of these cards previously coming out already with like the Two of Swords having to do with decision making, you're definitely juggling something that's a lot of work for you. There's an offer, there's something you're not very sure about. You're making sure that you're staying, you've decided to isolate yourself or to just simply not tell people about something, about some decision you're making or have made or will make. With the hangman that's giving me, you're kind of stuck on this decision. You're kind of not sure what to do about something at the moment. And we have a few more flipped cards as well too. So yeah, that's what we're starting off with. So if I can prop these up nicely. Yep, okay. Yeah. So those are 3 starting cards. Some kind of decision you're making about, here with the Ten of Wands, something that's given you a lot of extra work, or you've actually have completed something. This could do with completion too. You're in the final stages of something, the final steps, final transactions. You're at the finish line of a large project that you've been working on for a very long time. Here with the Two of Pentacles, you've definitely been managing a whole lot. For a long time, you've been putting in a lot of work into something that's really exercised your ability to manage your time wisely. You've had to balance and juggle a lot, especially when it comes to maintaining balanced emotions. Something that was very rocky. I'm getting really drawn to all of this rocky water. You've been balancing multiple opportunities in some area of your life. One that's nearly come in, you have another one coming up as well too. So you're balancing multiple responsibilities at the moment. Now let's reveal. We have the Ace of Wands, so it's definitely about some kind of new project. You're trying to make a decision on, how am I going to fit in time for this new project that I know is going to be good for me, something I don't want to put down. So you could be considering something that you're going to need to potentially sacrifice in order to take this new opportunity. But it looks like here with the Four of Cups, you don't really, yeah, this has to do with your time management. You have a lot of opportunities coming through for you. You could be managing multiple clients, multiple businesses, or, well, multiple client accounts if you're working. Could be multiple tables you have to bus. But that wouldn't really make sense in the context of this. This is like a whole new opportunity that's on its way to you with that Ace of Wands. That's gonna require you to put down a client if you can't figure out how to work this fourth one in. But you're definitely seasoned in what you're doing for sure. And you know the process, so you know how much work it's gonna take. So maybe you're being kind of pushed to figure out, how can I take on this other amazing opportunity as well? I get you could be like a one man or one woman show. I'm getting one woman show. Yeah, a one woman show. In maybe juggling, like I'm getting a beauty line. Do you sell like eyeshadows, lipsticks? I'm getting like a beauty line. You sell products probably. Or you sell services and you want it has to do with taking on another client that's going to be very arduous. You're being pushed to figure out, how can I make this work? You know the process already of how you deliver your products or services. So now you have to be creative, because I think you're just very tired. You're exhausted. You've been working so hard with this project of yours, and you want to take on this extra client. You kind of do, but you're also like, I don't know. You're like, maybe I will. You're reevaluating, right? You're reevaluating your processes right now and how you get your work done. That's what you're doing, Gemini. And at the moment, because of this, you might have an employee or two, or you work with a group of people for sure. Whether they're like, people who are vendors for your services and products, or you like have a small team, I'm getting. But you're keeping this to yourself at the moment. You can't really tell your people involved in your projects, in your business endeavors, or your work projects. You can't really tell them, hey, or it could be as simple as something as like, work project being given to you and you are kind of like, oh, I don't really want to do this. But again, this is more like business related. This is something that's kind of really in your control to say no to, in a way. Okay. But you're deciding not to tell anybody because you want to make sure you've gone through the full thought process of what it's going to look like if you decide to take on this client, because of course it needs to be successful what you provide to this person or group of people. And you're also you have to look at what it will look like if you have to turn the client down as well too, without them being so disappointed that they disparage your services or products or working with you, And so that's why you right now are in the Hangman. You're kind of taking a pause. You're really putting it down. So this is an offer you've already got. You already got messages about this. You're already completely aware of the offer, or you're going to be very shortly. This could be one of those situations where, and with the Seven of Swords, by the way, I just want to clarify that this is you moving strategically. I am not getting betrayal. This is kind of similar to another reading that I did where I mentioned that sometimes a Seven of Wands rather, goodness, not Seven of Wands, Seven of Cards. You could like the number 7. 7 could be like a big deal for you. You could be hearing about this in 7 days, 7 hours, 7. I'm not really getting weeks though. I'm not getting that far out. Anyway, but yeah, this is not always a thief card. It's often read as such, but this card also speaks of strategic movement as well. It's kind of like, where there's like an unfair war going on where one side doesn't have weapons, another side does. And so in order to make sure you as the general of the troop, and by the way, I honestly do not really know anything about military terminology and the different ranks, so please, I don't mean disrespect. I am just a civilian and I have no connection with that profession and that noble honor. So I apologize if I was wrong in that, but it's basically you're the leader of these people and you have to go and break into the armory of the other side that's, far more advantaged to steal weapons, see? But you're still leaving some behind, obviously, so it's not detected. But you're taking some weapons and you're going to be giving these to your people to be able to fight fairly for themselves, for your company, for your business, for your, So this card is just saying you're thinking really strategically about something. Just want to make sure that's well understood. Because I'm not getting that there's really deception. This is something that has to do with you and your decision making and how you want to advance your current projects or even your career. Because we all know if you're in the corporate world, or even if you're working toward being in the more corporate setting, that sometimes a lot of times you'll be given side projects, but your pay is just not going to increase. But there's a balance between taking on those projects, because then guess what? You can expand your resume and then take, the chunk of information you've learned and trained on to increase your value literally by leaving the company. Or they may want to move you up over time. But I mean, honestly, don't count on that. We're talking about the corporate world, where everything is basically lies. If someone's tied to you, they usually pretty mean, hi, I hate you. It's depending on, I deal with healthcare. And so it gets very, 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 very bitey, and it can be extremely unpleasant with the strenuous requirements of making sure every action in a company is done within legal constraints. But anyway, I'm getting that this is kind of that situation. You want to make sure that you're taking on projects so you can still enhance your value, whether you stay with that company or if you leave them in a couple years and say, deuces, I'm going to go somewhere else that will pay me like twice as much because I can. Please don't have loyalty when it comes to, Okay, anyway, we're going to go back to the reading because that's getting off topic very much so. Just make sure you're being loyal to yourself and obviously, operating properly within your company too. It only helps you as well too at the end of the day. But anyway, so right now you are definitely, you're being strategic. I get that you're very cool-headed about it. Very practical. I see a lot of this. Hold on, my cat is just, there we go. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, I'm getting that you're very level-headed about this. You're not overly emotional about it, which is very good. I get that you're going to be in the right mindset, or you are in the right mindset right now to just objectively look at what's going to work best in the workflow of growing your company, your business, etc. You're trying to think of what's going to work the best for everyone involved, especially yourself included, because I'm getting, again, you're the leader of the situation. Behind here, nice, you're showing up in emperor energy, which is, yeah, you're the leader of this. Like I was saying, you are definitely giving off, you're just a very cool-headed and conscientious person. You're not someone that quickly jumps into things, but you do have definite gusto. Once you've analyzed all aspects of a project or whatever it is you're thinking of undertaking, you go right into it. You don't hesitate, you straight up execute. But you don't do it foolhardily. You do it complete or haphazardly. You do it very, you're just very concise in the way you make action plans and put them to action. That's awesome. So definitely I'm getting, especially also with that Emperor energy, that you're going to be very clear pretty soon about what to do. Yeah. That's awesome. Love it. Gotta love it. It's very, honestly, I have to say, it can be rare to honestly find people like that. There are definitely people in business who, and I mean, let's be honest, everything is a business. Everything is a business. The chair you're sitting on is a business, okay? But anyway, it's not always easy to find people who are true visionaries, and I'm getting that's what you are. You're very much so in your head, and you're focused on the future of what you want things to look like to ensure that everyone has a fair experience. As far as people who are vendors, you don't want to pressure them. Like, you're very good at delegating and ensuring everyone is actually doing okay, not just, hey, yeah, I need you to do this. Oh yeah, I noticed you're so stressed about this, but you're good, right? You're gonna get over it, right? Okay, bye. Like, you're not, you don't give off an air of faux concern. You're genuinely concerned, but obviously because you want the business, your company that you work with, to thrive. But you also balance, you value balance is what I'm trying to say. You balance things very well. That's awesome. You don't always find that in the business world. You truly don't. You sometimes find people who are extremely foolhardy. They just kind of run with whatever idea, no matter how disingenuous or whatever it is. And you're definitely not that. That's amazing. But yeah, I definitely do see that there is some anxiety with this decision too. I do see you are definitely, it's like you're trying to figure out if you were this person here in the Two of Swords card. It's like you're trying to figure out, how do I get from this area over way back here to this dry land? I think I'm holding the card right. I might be holding it too high. But anyway, it's like you're this person sitting here and you're trying to think, okay, what is the best way for me and my crew, me and my team, whoever, to get across these rocky waters here. There's more rocky waters in the distance as well too, to get to this new land and build here. How do we get from here to here? So it's definitely a big challenge. I get that you're probably leaning toward accepting this client. I think you're leaning toward, very much so, how can we fit this client in to ensure they still get the maximum experience that's needed for their specific needs. Now, I don't know what services you offer. You could be in healthcare, but then again, I also talk about healthcare a whole lot, just because, well, like I said, that's my current day job until providing these helpful messages becomes my full-time job pretty soon. But yeah, I'm getting you're trying to make sure that you take things on correctly. I get that in your processes, or in the company's processes that you work for, they're lengthy. It could be something like staffing, healthcare staffing, or you're a leader in the space and you are trying to make sure that new healthcare workers and providers get a good experience joining the company. Maybe there's a new group that wants to work with you guys and something like that. Basically, the process is very long. Each client, and focusing on client retention and whatever your services are, is definitely, they're very, could be like a highly paid employee type situation, which their incomes, having thorough finances for their taxes, if they have businesses themselves, so managing employees with businesses, the upper echelon type of thing of earning as an employee, that is. We're going to definitely pull some places cards and also probably character oracle. But anyway, so yeah. But I like it a lot. But we do have the Hierophant in reverse. So yeah. I'm getting with this card, I'm just making sure that you're not, again, taking things in a foolhardy direction. You don't want to cause conflict for the people, vendors, your team that you work with or work for or employ. You want to make sure things go smoothly. You don't want this. You don't want people walking away from your company or business. You want this. You want people to be in harmony. You want people to also be in good health so they can feel financially, mentally, and spiritually and intellectually, healthy enough to have their own life, have their own family, kids, house, and everything, You want these people to win, because, why wouldn't you? Okay, there's plenty of reasons why someone wouldn't want that for people that they hire or work with, etc. But, yeah, we're not focusing on that, because that's not you, Gemini. So, you want people to be satisfied in what they're doing. And you also want to make sure they have security with this card that was flipped over. Mm-hmm. With the Four of Pentacles. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You want to preserve the reputation of your company. You see here, and this is you, by the way. And it's so funny too, because talk about how you already, so you could be like a newer business, or you've had some new acquisitions. You already got 2 clients down pat. You're just like, yes, this is working. This is great. This is great. You've got a 3rd you're working on. Could be in the beginning stages of onboarding people and whatnot. And now there's that 4th that you're thinking about. This 4th client. And funny enough, again, with earlier, that 4 card, 4. You could be seeing 4. You could be 44 years old. You could be 44. But see how that these 3 cups are here, and you have the 4th cup that's being offered. That's the one you're thinking about. Gosh, I love doing this for you guys. This is so great. I love it when the messages just line right on up. And crazy enough, like, I mean, honestly, the way I read cards is I kind of just go by feeling, overall view, and going from card to card, kind of. So I don't like do it in a, okay, we're going to do a Celtic spread, we're going to do this. You know, I respect that entirely. But the way I get the most accurate messages out, just for what works for me in my spiritual journey personally. I just literally I don't place them necessarily. I'm liking this model better, where I just kind of pull the cards out. Whatever comes out, comes out. And then we clarify later. I'm finding that's kind of a better model that's working for me, and the messages are coming through so clear, so much so that, look at that, the 4 cards are literally right on top of each other. I didn't even notice that, because I'm just so into the energy of each card and understanding the full picture for you. Yeah, so, okay. But so yeah, we want to maintain that stability for everyone. And this new opportunity as well, taking on this 4th client, if you can fit them in, which I think, again, you're really looking at the process of how to fit these people in, how to fit this new client in, this new group of providers, etc. You're working on how to fit them in. Because you also know that this opportunity, well, just creates more cash flow for your business. More billing can go out for services rendered, and that's only going to create more of an opportunity for everyone who works with you, and then they can have that balanced life. You want to be able to, you want people to work with you and say that, yeah, I'm working, it's hard work and everything, but guess what? I'm great. When it comes to finances, I don't have to worry about that. When it comes to expressing my needs, when I need time off or a shift covered, you know, as far as people who work with you under your business or under your company, under your team, you want them to say that, yeah, I'm fine. I can take care of everything with no problem. You know, I can leave and still be better off. I know a lot of companies want to kind of go by the model of, let's pay people as low as possible so they have nowhere to go. But in this day and age, especially, people will just say, especially if they already have degrees and whatnot, and they're, you know, in a lucrative field, and they've also got years of experience, and you're also giving them training, it's just like, they're going to say, you know what, this is not helping me move forward in my life. This job is not helping me to, you know, pay my bills and also save and also invest in myself. Because, I mean, honestly, let's be real. Are we all going to be working until we're 100 doing certain jobs that we're doing? Probably not. No. So people who are paying low and whatnot, that model is just not working much for companies anymore. People are just straight leaving. Yeah, we don't really hear topics about, what was it, the Great Resignation. We don't hear that too much anymore, but people are still leaving. People are getting smarter about, okay, I'm with this company, I'm going to get as much experience as I can, especially if they know that, all right, it's lower paid, but the experience is really good. I know what my next stepping stone is. They're just going to use your company as a stepping stone. You don't want that. just because you don't want to be creating that type of misery for someone when they're literally working every day. They can't really afford things. They can barely keep their roof over their head. They're stressed out. They're going to eventually smarten up, hopefully, to just say, you know what? I'm going to leave. I'm going to take all the knowledge I learned with this company. I'm just going to go and get paid more elsewhere. Most people are going to do that. And a lot of people are doing that more and more and more, especially with my generation, Generation Z. Although I'm an elder Generation Z. Like, I just barely made it into the club, depending on who you ask. I could be like a super like baby millennial, depending on also who you ask. With the year I was born, I was like in the crux year, like a middle year type thing, or a cusp year between Gen Z and Gen Z and millennials. But anyway, yeah, my generation, our generation, who are the majority of the workforce now, are just not sticking around for companies that are not going to pay us enough. We'll stay there for long enough, but then we're just going to go somewhere else. And also do online businesses. Hi, like I'm doing right now. Hello. So, I mean, you understand that. You're not stuck in your ways. You're not like, okay, we're going to just take advantage of these people. Screw these people. Forget them. Who cares and whatnot. That's not you. And that's really great. That's why it's for your business, is what it is. And so, yeah, that's awesome. You're an awesome leader. That's highly appreciated. Kudos to you, seriously. But you're also, I get you're not the kind of person who's like, okay, like we're gonna be super duper, I'm gonna like give you a whole foosball court and whatever at work, but then I'm gonna like work you 80, 90 plus hours a week type deal. You're not like that either. You're like, no, I fully understand the role I hired you for. You are bringing massive value to the company. I'm gonna try to get you your maximum as long as you give us the output we need type of thing. But not in a, you're not like luring people in with all these extras that like, with what's it called, unlimited PTO. But honestly, I'm telling you, if you have a company or you're working with a company that has unlimited PTO, I promise you, you're being tracked for sure for how many days off you're taking. And the amount of, depending on what role you're doing, the amount of work that's not being done is absolutely being added up and tracked for those extra days off. Like usually, because I was in a supervisor position and it was a company I left because I saw the writing on the wall. By the way, the company closed only a few months after I left. So I'm relatively versed when it comes to looking at the life cycle of companies and what profitability looks like in the real world. And so anyway, going back to unlimited PTO, there was an acquisition to a company that, was offering that, and this is the company that closed, right? But anyway, because it just wasn't profitable. And I could see that the output that the company I was working with was not going to match the figure that the new company wanted to reach, or needed to reach rather. I was like, this is not going to work. So I left, and well, yeah, it worked out anyway. But yeah, back to unlimited PTO. Make sure you're not taking a whole bunch of days off, because I promise you, it's being tracked. What's happening is with that previous company I was with that closed down, literally it was like, I think it was more than 3 or 4 absences, like within a certain time period. I think within a month. I think it was within a month or like 14 days, something like that. Then we would start to like, track, like, hey, this is too much PTO, you know what I mean? So they're measuring exactly like how much output is being lost by you not being there, and thinking unlimited PTO means, okay, I can have a better work-life balance. I can do things like have more Just time off, doing whatever I need to do, even if it's for medical appointments. Hint, hint. These companies, I'm just telling you, make sure you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's, because they do not care. They don't. They don't. Like, they do not. I was told, like, I literally, so anyway. Yeah. You're not the kind of leader who is like that. You did not start the kind of business that is like that at all. So that's awesome. Yeah. Yep. And right here we have the Hangman over the Two of Wands. This is you, again, planning, making sure that there's going to be good progress if you take on this extra set of employees, this extra person, or this new client. That's amazing. That's amazing. I love to see it, because I've seen the opposite for my whole career in healthcare. So this is wonderful. I love this. It's how human beings should be treated. We only get one shot on this rock. One finite set of revolutions yearly on this rock. And this is what I like. You're making sure that you're taking some time out. So when you rest, you're really meditating on this. I get that you're praying on it too, for sure. You could be potentially thinking of a retreat. Like, you know exactly how much time you have, and like where that other, you know how much time you have to, like, what the deadline is. It may not be a spoken deadline. Much of the time in business, there's never really a spoken deadline. You know what value that you bring and why they're working with you and what they need from you. So you know how much time you have to make this decision. I don't want to say their level. You know their level of need to work with you, and that you're not going to make them wait a long time. You're not doing that either, but you're not going to just say, wow, okay, I'm going to jump on this right now. You're not doing that. You know that you're taking the careful steps. That's freaking awesome. And then right here we have, hey, awesome. So you're also in, right under here, under the Two of Swords, you're in King of Wands reverse energy. So again, you're maintaining high expectations for, honestly, I get yourself. You hold, obviously, everyone else you work to high expectations too, but you're much more hard on yourself than others. Because you understand the basic concept is people don't know what they don't know. And so you're a teacher, and you're making sure that you're not making this decision in haste. That's nice. And with the King of Cups reverse. Yeah, King of Cups reverse. You're making sure you're keeping your emotions out of it. You're not accepting bad advice from anyone. You could be, and again, this is why you're keeping it to yourself. You haven't really told anyone about this. You've got enough experience that you're like, You're honestly at the point, or you will be at the point where you are analyzing everything, including if you have come to the conclusion that you need some advisory on this, some guidance on this, that you are going to, you're even analyzing that. Who should I talk to about this? Who has been successful in this in a similar way to me, and also has similar care and regard for my business? Just because someone has done something successfully too, you understand that it doesn't mean that they're going to have your best interest in heart at all. You're looking, this is awesome. You're just very carefully planning. So basically, oopsie. So basically you've got a great opportunity on the horizon if it's not already here. That's awesome. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. So let's get some places cards to see what could be helpful for you to perhaps visit, what places are involved, etc. What places are involved for Gemini in this situation? What places are involved for Gemini? Helpful messages, good spirit. All right. Excuse me. Went down the wrong pipe. But anyway, and you don't want to go down the wrong pipe. And again, make sure that you eat well. I get that whenever you make these decisions for new clients, or this one could be a particularly big one, so you might not be eating much. Make sure you're eating well. Get some pre-prepared meals for yourself as well too, to help your mood. I was going to say pre-prepared moods, which maybe, that's going to be helpful as well too. In any business negotiations, you need to literally kind of plan your emotions and what you're going to show and what's going to get the job done. What's going to get the contract signed, get the terms you need. Yeah, that's light. That's nice. Okay, so you need to eat better. Make sure you do that so you can strategize the correct emotions to display. Nice. What are some other helpful places involved for Gemini? Ooh, an amusement park. So maybe you're thinking about having a little bit of fun by going to, maybe you have a local fair coming up, and maybe this doesn't even have to do with the situation per se, but this could be just confirmation through you. If you know that there's a fair of some sort, or a carnival or whatever that is around your area, this could be just confirmation that, hey, yeah, this message is for you. So if you've seen that, or if you're going to see that, maybe in the next 7 days, I'm getting more helpful messages about places involved for Gemini. So we got 3. Okay. Ooh, so tavern again. Funny. So you could be going out to get food and drink with your associates. Nice. Tavern tradition. So it could be that whenever you take on a new client, you take everyone out to dinner. You go get drinks, dinner and drinks to celebrate. Or you have a trusted bartender or someone who seems like they're doing a job that isn't lucrative, but behind the scenes they own quite a bit. Sometimes people are doing things for tax purposes, so just for anyone passing by, don't judge books by their covers, man. Don't do that. But yeah, this could be where you're getting this advice as well too. And it's somewhere that's inconspicuous as well too. This person's working as a bartender, but people don't know that they're the owner, kind of deal. And so you're talking to someone about what's the best way to do this, or someone who used to own a company, something like that. I'm getting just the shrouded, secretive energy, which I really like. It's quite eclectic. Okay. And I'm seeing financial center. Nice. So maybe you're meeting a business associate there, meeting a broker, banker, whoever helps you in the specifics for what you do for work. Whether you have a mentor or someone who's just, really great to talk to about these things, about business, who has seen a lot, who hasn't seen hearsay, they lived it. So financial center is involved. Maybe this new account, maybe you're a financial advisor and you're acquiring a new account at work, going back to, it just depends on, this could honestly be for several people. This can be for several people who are, working in finance, for sure. I'm getting, and making sure that you're not taking a gamble. Betting and odds, jackpot moments comes out to me. So if you can make this work, it'll be a jackpot for sure. But you're still in the planning stages where you're gonna be. Or this is confirmation that you've planned out enough, so don't be so hesitant. But I'm still getting this is a decision that maybe you haven't. It could be on the horizon. Mm-hmm. Especially with that Ace of Cups. Yep, jackpot moments. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I see you just moving very strategically in the future. Avoiding nightclubs. Trying to get out of a heartbreak place. So maybe your business or previous accounts got burned at one point. Yet you're moving out of this energy. I don't know why heartbreak place is there. Actually, it could be just, make sure that you're really analyzing things well. You're making sure that you're not taking a gamble. You're avoiding that, actually. It doesn't fit anything. But it came out. It's something you need to know. Just continue to be thorough so you don't end up feeling that way. That's all. Any more helpful places? Any more helpful places, good spirit? No. Actually, 2. Okay, so 2. Yeah. So you could offer administrative services or public services of some sort. Maybe you have government contracts, you got your business all registered with sam.gov, you've got your, proposals and all that. Maybe you got a new contract from the government. Maybe the government solicited you because you've completed proper contracts and you're just trying to figure everything out. Like maybe you don't have a specific NAICS code, although I don't think government agencies would approach you if you don't already have the correct NAICS code for what you do, for what your business is. So, but this could be a government contract you're trying to figure out how to logistically work around and make sure it's done correctly, because of course already with government contracts you're paid based off of work done, and if you don't do it correctly you lose that contract. There are legal implications that can come up if it's if the work is just not done as it's promised because you made that proposal or accepted that proposal from the government, so no wonder you're so this is big. You have to be very careful to ensure there's no litigation involved. So okay. And I don't know, maybe you live in New York, somewhere with a train, subway. So you could live in New York City, or you're the person who's in charge of procurement for government contracts, or seeking out the correct businesses to complete the work. Nice. Okay. So that definitely gave some more clarity. And these are things for you. Maybe you haven't actually registered your business yet with the government, which, by the way, please, if you are someone who is viewing this video and you're thinking, oh my gosh, what is this? I'm going to go research and just do it. Oh my God, please make sure that your business is completely fully staffed and ready to go and everything. Do not just rush into government contracting. I'm getting this reading is for someone who is already aware of most of, if not all of the stipulations involved in working and servicing government contracts. It's extremely doable, but please do not just go out and register a random LLC that is not making money for you with the government, and you don't have don't do that. I'm not saying to do that. This reading is for someone who is already in that realm. Their business has years of experience doing this already, or this person's well versed in the legal realm concerning this. So this is not a like if you are someone who is well seasoned, which again I'm getting, because again you could be like 44, I'm getting you're like in your 40s, I'm feeling. But if you are someone who is well seasoned, which again I'm getting, because again you could be like 44, I'm getting you're like in your 40s, I'm feeling. Um, and you've had a successful business already. You've done at least a couple contracts. Two can successfully. Three, you're kind of, the third one, it's still relatively new-ish. Maybe 6 months, a year out. And then the fourth is the one where you're like, okay, we need to make sure that we can actually complete the volume for this thing though. If we take on this new contract, this new client, etc. Government and agencies, if you work in finances, government agencies are of course involved in this. So you're just making sure that new clients or your new account is stays above board. So nice. Okay. But I'm getting you're gonna make the right decision. You will. Just be thorough. Which I'm seeing you're already doing. I honestly kind of feel like this is it. This is it. And as far as the outcome, again, just as long as you're thorough and you don't miss steps, then and you don't take a gamble and just say, okay, well, I'll just do this. Okay, let's go ahead. But you're not doing that. So you'll avoid the heartbreak place. You'll avoid that. Nice. All right, Gemini. Look at you. That's amazing. Kudos to you. Thank you so much for watching Auspicious Tarot. If any of this resonated, and again, the whole thing might not resonate with you entirely. There could be bits and pieces, and then in the future as well too. You could think back and be like, wow, wait a minute, that reading actually happened. Or this part was accurate. Then just, please leave a like, comment, share, and definitely subscribe because, hun, we are just getting started. This is a new channel. I started it several months ago and I did take about 3 months off. I recently moved and whatnot, and so I had to kind of get reacclimated, and so that's why there was that gap. But I'm back in full effect and my vision is clear and I'm getting, so is yours. Well, this has been Auspicious Tarot. Thank you so much and be well.